Ever wondered why making friends was so easy when you were younger? Somehow, nowadays, it feels much harder. I recall when I was a kid, friendship just happened. You didn't plan it, you didn't think about it. You sat next to someone in class, you played football together, you laughed about something stupid, and somehow that person suddenly became your friend. With time, when we grow up, something changes. We meet new people. We walk past hundreds of strangers every day or every week. But actually, starting a conversation feels strangely difficult, in my opinion. 2 days ago, I was walking through a park here in Sweden. I saw a group of older men sitting together on a bench, and they were laughing and they were talking. They looked comfortable around each other's company. I couldn't hear what they were exactly saying, but for some reason, that small moment stayed with me because I realized something. I couldn't remember the last time I saw strangers simply start talking to each other here in Sweden. Maybe it still happens in other parts of the world, like Asia and so on, but it feels different than when I was younger. And you know what? It made me ask myself, why making new friends is much harder as adult. I don't think because people have become less friendly, or maybe they have, depends. Actually, some of the people I meet are quite kind. Some smile, some not, some say hello, some say not. But kindness is not always the same thing as connection. I think so. Uh, and maybe that's the difference. When we were children, life almost forces us to connect because we have to go to school, we engage in leisure activities, hobbies, we spend hours and hours with the same people, i.e., our friends. Friendships have time to grow naturally. But as adults, it's completely different. We work, you know, we go to home. Perhaps we don't have as much time as before. We have responsibilities. Our routines become smaller. And before we realize it, weeks or even months can pass without meeting someone new. Technology has made it easier to stay connected with people that we already know. We can message instantly, give a like, reply quickly. But still, I wonder, has staying connected online made us less comfortable connecting in real life? Because maybe the problem isn't that we don't want friendship. Maybe the problem is that nobody wants to make the first move. Of course, I am guilty of that too. There have been moments when I thought that I could say hello, that I could start a conversation, but I didn't. It's not because I didn't want to, It just felt unusual. Like I was breaking someone's invisible space or rule. And maybe that's one of the biggest changes in modern life. Not that people stopped caring, but that we become more careful. I mean, we respect personal space. We don't want to bother strangers. And honestly, there is something good about that. But I also wonder, have we become so careful that we miss sometimes opportunities to connect? Because I don't think most people are searching for hundreds of friends. Well, I think most people simply wants to feel noticed, to have someone to ask, how are you? And actually listen to the answer. Maybe friendship doesn't always begin with some big moment. Maybe it starts with smaller moments, like a simple hello while waiting for the bus, a few words in a grocery shop, or during a walk, or with a neighbor. Exchange few words, small moments, moments that seem unimportant, but maybe they are important. This is what I have been thinking about very recently, and I believe many people feel the same way. We live surrounded by people, indeed, but sometimes, most of the times, it feels harder than ever to truly connect. Could it be that I am wrong? Maybe this is just my experience. Hmm. So I am curious about you. Do you think making friends has become harder as adults? Or does friendship simply require more effort than it used to? Have you ever wanted to talk to somebody, but you stopped yourself because of? I genuinely like to hear your view. Thanks for staying with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.